example for container. We want to get some hands-on experience to help us understand this container abstract concept. But to understand that, we need a sequence of examples. So this one is just the first one. So we get started. Actually the same example, but we will use different versions to improve, to make it better and better. Just like in our usual software development, when we develop a product, we want to improve it, make it better and better. All right, so let's start with this example. First, let me describe the background of this example. Then I explain the solution. This example, we do special business. So this kind of business, generating reports. So in a company, we need to do this kind of thing, generating reports. So print out, organize the data in a special format. Okay, so that's what we need to do, generating report. All right, requirement. When we do the reporting, we need to select different formats, file formats. Okay, so need to switch between two different report formats, PDF and HTML. Sometimes when we want to display in a web page, we may like the PDF format, but sometimes we may like to provide, downloadable version, or friendly for the printers, we may like to use the PDF version, right? So two main versions. Here, from this picture, you can see this is the business. We like to have. We have the data. The data is stored in a database. But this example, we do not need to use data from the database. We just do some simulation, right? We generate some special data for the simulation of the business data. So then, at some point, you need to make a decision, or the users need to make decision, choosing from report format, PDF format, or HTML format. Okay, then our program will do the job. So that's the example, background of the example. Now, we want to look at a solution. When we consider solution, first we start with the simplest solution. Then we try to make it better and better. So for this part, we only look at the first solution. How to make switching the rendering technology the easiest. So we treat PDF format, HTML for two different rendering technologies. Right? Because each format, you need to use some special way to make it, to render it. So special rendering technology. All right. Our solution number one. Here I give you the key points for the solution one. The first one, use an interface for an abstraction of the functionality. Here we are talking about two different functionalities. PDF file generating functionality, HTML file generating functionality, two different functionalities, right? In order to make the switching easier, we use one clever way in software development, interface. Okay? Two rendering technologies, they share the same interface. In our program, we just use that interface to make method calls. Okay, different method calls. Yeah. But each interface uses what technology, then that's another issue, right? That's another issue. Yeah. So here you can see we do some separation. We separate interface from implementation classes. Yeah. So that's the first property. Yeah. Here, I use this diagram to describe this kind of idea in software development. Okay? Yeah. So here you can see, yeah, in this picture diagram, good software structure equals architecture plus interface plus implementation. Yeah. So you can see this is a commonly used good, yeah, in some way good idea. Right? Yeah. We cannot say it's the best, yeah, because later we will do it better and better. Yeah. But this is our first solution. So we select this as our starting point. Yeah. All right, so here you can see the interface, connect two things through this interface. But the implementation, yeah, quite different. You have many different ways to implement to get the job done. Right? Then you have the freedom to choose which implementation to use in your business. So that's the point. Yeah. Different rendering technologies correspond to different implementation classes. Yeah. Java classes, Java implementation classes. Yeah. So we develop one class file, implementation class file for PDF report, another Java class file for HTML report. Yeah. So, yeah. Second point. Third one, switch to a different implementation for the interface. Yeah. So we have the freedom. Now, when we need some special rendering technology, we just make the switch. We make the switch. How to do the switch? Okay. In our solution 1, we will use the straightforward switch. Solution 1. The worst. Yeah. Because when we start from the worst solution. So that's our first solution, worst solution. Yeah. So let's look at the solution. Here I use my code example to explain the solution. Yeah. All right, so the main code segments here. Yeah. First, we need to define interface. Okay. So you know the Java interface. So in this interface here, we declare two business methods. So the generate, its name is generate, same name, but the parameters, types, different. Yeah. The first one, 2D array, 2D string array. The second one, 3D string array. So different types. Yeah. Here, I just do the simulation. Yeah. Why I use 2D, 3D array? Yeah. I do data simulation, simulate calendar data. We just need some special business data. So here I use the calendar data to simulate our business data. The first method, we generate month calendar data. Yeah. Month. Second one, we generate year calendar data. Month, we use the 2D, the format of month. Yeah. So you have, rows and columns. Each column corresponds to a day of the week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. Yeah. Then you have different weeks. So the rows for different weeks. So it's a 2D array. Okay, yeah. But for year, you have third dimension. You have a month dimension. So January, February, March, then that dimension. So you need a 3D array. Yeah. All right. So that's very simple. Yeah. So with that, now let's implement different report generating, rendering technique. Yeah. And here, I do not need to give you the complete implementation. So in my code example, I will post my Java files. Okay, so you will download, so you can study the code. Yeah. But here, I just put the skeleton, you just get an idea here. Yeah. So my PDF implementation class, we call it PDF report generator. So implement this report generator interface. So inside each implementation method, detail implementation code. Yeah. Because here we need to generate PDF files. So we need some special PDF libraries to do that. Yeah. So in my code, I use one PDF report generating library. Although in the market, in web, there are many different ways. Yeah. So we can find a convenient way for us. Yeah. All right. Then the second one, HTML implementation. Yeah. The same method, but for HTML our code will be different. So implementation Java code will be different. Yeah. All right. So then at the end, we need to do the job. In our complete program, finally we need to run a main method, right? In our main method, we need to make a decision. At some point, we need to make a decision. Do we use the PDF implementation class, or do we use the HTML implementation class? Yeah. So there is a switch. There is a, real switch step you need to do. Yeah. So that's our first solution. Here, in order to save time, I do not run that program here. Yeah. At some point, in order to save time, I may run several solutions together. Yeah. So when I finish the whole example with different solutions, then I may use some time to go through all the programs, running all the programs in Eclipse. Yeah. And I also give you the code. So if you like to run by yourself, yeah, so you can run by yourself. Yeah. All right, so let me stop here for the second video.